Welcome back Monday morning here on Squawk Box Asia. The U.S. trade deficit posted a sharp surge in September by more than 18%. It widened, in other words, the largest increase in more than 10 years. The gain in oil prices and also the weaker U.S. dollar contributed to the fall. The issues, some of those discussed at the APEC summit, which wrapped up over the weekend. CNBC's Saijal Patel asked U.S. Commerce Secretary Gary Locke if he was concerned about the impact of the weak dollar on U.S. industry.
Obviously, we're concerned about that, and Secretary of Treasury Geithner has spoken about that and has developed a whole host of strategies. But we on the commerce side simply have to help American companies export more. We need to help them be more efficient, more cost competitive, and we need to make sure that we help them export, because we know that exports as a percentage of our economy is virtually 3 times stronger and larger than it was 40 years ago. But we can still do better. And we have so many companies in the United States that export, but they only export to only one country. And yet their products and services are highly valued. So we at the Department of Commerce are focused on increasing employment in the United States by helping increase exports.
How challenging is it right now to find markets for U.S. exports when this is a time when many countries are focusing on supporting their own local businesses?
Well, actually, the countries that we've talked to in a lot of these meetings here at APEC have indicated they want more U.S. goods and services. They are on a mission to dramatically and quickly raise the standard of living and the quality of life for their people. So that's a win-win for both the people of Asia as well as the people of America. Raising the standard of living for the people of Asia, creating jobs for Americans back at home.
I understand you're traveling to China in a few days in a couple of areas of importance: clean energy, intellectual property. What do you hope to accomplish while you're there?
Well, in fact, I was in China 10 days ago for a very successful conclusion of the Joint Commission on Commerce and Trade. It's our 20th meeting where we actually hammer out some of the very complex trade issues that is part of our relationship. A relationship that really began to re-blossom 30 years ago when Deng Xiaoping ushered reforms within China, and the United States and China reestablished diplomatic relations and normalization of our relationship. But we also know that, as the President indicated in his speech in Tokyo today, that there needs to be a rebalancing. We in the United States need to save more, not consume as much. We need to export more, and China and some of the other Asian countries need to focus on fewer exports to the United States and more on consumption and domestic spending within their respective borders.
If we can just talk about the recent bilateral trade problems between China and the U.S., are you at all worried that if these anti-dumping cases are not resolved or if tensions escalate, that this could impact trade and investment ties between the U.S. and China?
Oh, not at all. In fact, if you look at the whole history of these anti-dumping and countervailing duty cases, they are pretty much on par and pretty consistent with the number of cases that have been filed from year to year over the last several years. If you really look at the entire issue, these cases that have had a lot of this press attention represent less than 5%, actually less than 3% of the total exports from China to the United States. So all the attention is focused on just a few percentage points of the trade, and 95-97% of the exports from China have no controversy whatsoever. That's a sign of our maturity of a relationship. But we in the United States very much want to make sure that there are not barriers to U.S. goods flowing to China and to other